Hey guys, this is the SEO Dork from SERPitup.com. You can also check me out on my other blog, niche towards MLM, direct sales, online marketing, affiliate marketing, that kind of thing. You can visit my blog at ianoint.com. And today we're going to talk about affiliate marketing and how Google has just pretty much just changed the game on us. Now, it may seem like Google is just on assault, against entrepreneurs and online marketers, that kind of thing. Over the past 3 years, Google has just made it harder and harder for us to make money online. And, what's interesting is that Google has made it harder and harder for us, but it's actually made it easier. And let me give you an example. About 3 years ago, I was doing pay-per-click advertising, would get affiliate pages, that kind of thing. Just jump on pay-per-click and target my niche markets, and I was making a ton of money just marketing on pay-per-click, a ton of money. My return on investment, we're talking about 40 to 50%. So for every dollar I was marketing, I was making $1.40. Again, you do this in a massive way, you're making a lot of money, to the tune of $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a week. And then Google said, no. We cannot have this on our search engines, because, well, a lot of marketers were very, very successful simply jumping on pay-per-click and getting their affiliate page or their doorway page up there on the PPC network and just letting the numbers, work out. It's a numbers game. Traffic is a numbers game, especially if you want to make money. So, Google went on assault and said, hey, none of that. We're not going to let you market on the Google pay-per-click network because you're not providing any valuable content. And so then, all the marketers then decided, hey, we're going to jump on the search engines, and start ranking high in the search engines. And we were able to do that, with some white hat, gray hat, black hat techniques, backlinking schemes, linking networks, that kind of thing. And, we made even more money. And we were sort of kind of thinking Google like, hey, thanks a lot for kicking us off the pay-per-click network, because the pay-per-click network only gets about 30% of all search traffic. So 30% of all the search traffic is clicking on your ads. Now we had a chance to get 60%, 70% of all search traffic landing on our website, because positions 1 through 6 on the search engines are known to get the lion's share of all clicks and traffic. So that's why everyone's just so focused on ranking in the top 6 or 7 positions on the first page for a given keyword or term. And so, we were doing that, and again, we were making even more money. Why? Because we weren't spending any money on marketing. So we were getting 100% revenues, really no marketing expenditure. And so, those are great times. Then the Google Penguin update comes along, and boom, we get whacked. Why do we get whacked? Well, Google uncovers our link schemes. Google says, hey, you guys have no content. Google says, hey, this is duplicate content, replicated content. You're replicating a doorway page from the affiliate provider, that kind of thing. So, we have, it's been an uphill battle, trying to get our content ranked. And so what I want to do is go through the guidelines that Google has implemented. Now, me personally, I have seen about a 30% decrease in traffic in a majority of my blogs. Not too bad, but I do have a couple of blogs that were just wiped off the planet. And I got, a couple of notifications from the Google Webmasters tool saying, well, they've uncovered my link scheme, that kind of thing. And so, that hurt me a little bit, but I have to say that I was well aware of Google's guidelines all these years, but I just wanted to make money now, and then making money now led to, I want to make money tomorrow and the day after, so on and so forth. So it was immediate satisfaction in what I was doing, and I never really changed my game. Thank God I have a few blogs that are totally white hat that have maintained a majority of their traffic. But then on the flip side to it, I've seen my traffic decrease by 30%. I've seen my revenues drop by 50%. And so that really sucks. And I'm sure there are a lot of other affiliate marketers out there who have had the same experience. I mean, imagine just waking up one day. You're used to making $1,000, $1,500 a day, pretty much on autopilot. And then you look at your daily revenues And you see that you've only made $500. Hey, at $500 a day on autopilot, hey, that's nothing to bitch about. It's not. However, just being accustomed to making $1,500, $1,700, $2,000 a day on autopilot, and then just seeing that drop to $500, that kind of thing, it's alarming. And everyone's scrambling like, what the hell just happened, right? And so what I want to do is just go over the Google guidelines just to better assist other affiliate marketers. Again, it's something we've known for some time, but we just blatantly ignored, right? But let's go ahead and talk about this. So Google has said there is not a problem being an affiliate to any program or company or product as long as you create some added value for the users and produce valuable content that gives the users to a reason, to visit your site. This is important because, blogging has become the thing. If you don't have a blog, you might as well not even be online. Blogging is the platform of choice for anybody who wants to get noticed online. I mean, Huffington Post uses a blogging platform. I think it's WordType. WebPro News uses WordPress. So the platform is proven. You need a blog, preferably WordPress blog. A lot of plugins, very intuitive, very user friendly. But you want to create content that gives individuals a reason to visit your site in the first place, right? So that's really, really important. Again, Google is not beating us up. They're just saying, hey, change your game, and now we're pretty much forced to change the game, obviously. Google also stipulates, that affiliate program, the content should only be a small part of the content in our overall site. And so what I'm thinking here is, like, for instance, if you have a weight loss site and your content about weight loss, losing weight, nutrition, supplements, that kind of thing, it's really, really important that you align your product, whether it's, protein supplements or if it's a Bally membership, whatever you've affiliated yourself with, which I'm sure you could find a ton of affiliate products on Commission Junction or ClickBank. Whatever you are affiliate with, just make sure that it seems in, effortlessly into what you're blogging about. Don't blog about weight loss and then try to sell red Ferraris or be an affiliate to a red Ferrari dealership. That's just not going to work. Your conversion rates are going to suffer. So find your target audience, find your niche audience. All you really need is maybe 5,000 to 10,000 visitors per month to generate a substantial amount of money with these affiliate programs, especially given that some affiliate products you're earning $50 a sale, that kind of thing. So, again, just find a niche and blog about it. Again, weight loss, that kind of thing. Even though weight loss is super competitive, I'm just using that as an example. Keep your product profile relevant to your audience profile. And that leads us into the number 2 thing. And when selecting an affiliate program, choose a product category appropriate for your intended audience. So I sort of kind of jumped the gun on that one. I led from number 1 to number 2 on the list. But number 3 on the list is use your website to build a community among your users. Now again, this is all about building a brand. This is about building loyalty. This is about building a user base that will want to share your content on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, StumbleUpon, that kind of thing. You really take advantage of the viral mechanisms of great content when you have a good, solid user base. They're all liking your post or your content, that kind of thing. So the viral mechanisms really play in your favor once you have that community on your site. Also, with that community, you can bridge in a form, and a form will allow the users to interact with you and with one another. But they build your content, like Digital Point. Those guys, they have individuals basically building their content for them. You got the Warrior Forum. Again, you have individuals building the content for them. So that's pretty important, like they're building the content, asking questions, providing answers, just tidbits, that kind of thing. Forums are great. So build a community so that you can bridge a forum into your blog. Keep your content updated and relevant. Fresh is the key. Google's evolving as a search engine, and more and more you see how like certain search queries show up to date information. Sort of kind of following like latest breaking news. You go ahead and you type in a search for Mel Gibson or something like that, and if you did something last night, guess what? Some of the news outlets are already ranked position 1, 2, and 3 on something that he did last night, and so it's like, wow, they got on the search engines rather quickly for the query Mel Gibson. This is something that I think Google is going to expand beyond the news industry and allowing bloggers to create content that will rank high based on its freshness. Now again, you have to build your site, build that authority, build that user base, and build the Google trust. That's really, really important. But once you've done that, your fresh content will with ease begin to rank high in the search engines. Okay, building great content involves a couple of things. You should, and I would advise that you should open up a Google Webmasters account. And what this will do is allow you to look into your bounce rate. Again, individuals landing on your site, how many of them are just bouncing off? Just looking at your page and just jumping off. If it's 100% and Google sees this, that means your site's probably not going to rank very, very high because, again, if an individual is just landing on your page and then just bouncing off right after, it's probably because they don't have interest. It's probably because your quality sucks, that kind of thing. And so Google looks into this as well. Time on your site. How much time is a user on your site for? This is also very important. If you've got a user on your site for 5 seconds, you're probably not really offering what they're looking for. But if you got them on your site for 45 seconds to a minute and a half, guess what? Yes, you're showing Google that, hey, I'm providing relevant content and my users are absorbing it. They're on my site for quite some time. And these are signals and metrics that Google has implemented in their algorithm. Okay, but in order to take advantage of the fresh content and ranking high into search engines for fresh content, you want to make sure that you're providing relevant content and keeping your users on your site and keeping them on your site for quite some time before you establish that Google trust and become the quote-unquote authority site. But again, just building quality content to get the users onto your site, to build that rapport, build that relationship, and then seamlessly integrating your product portfolio with your affiliate products. Again, if you're doing weight loss and you're selling weight loss products, it's seamlessly integrated and your conversions will be very, very high. You see, so, it's not rocket science. Again, it's something we've avoided and ignored for so many years, but Google has finally put their foot down and said, aha, we figured out a way to catch you all. And it's really hurt the revenue streams of a lot of affiliate marketers out there. So, with that being said, again, just create great content. Have a blog, create great content, and just tie everything together. And you should be okay. And that's it, guys. Happy blogging, and I hope you make some money on the internet.